Now, zoom out for a moment and look at what they were actually doing. Between 1865 and 1872, survey accounts describe Asian explorers crossing the Himalayas at multiple points and exploring southern Tibet. They track the headwaters, country of major rivers. They push east to the meridian of Lhasa. Think about what that means in practical terms. You are walking into a region Europeans can't enter openly. You are pretending to be someone else. You are carrying instruments that would expose you if found, and you are producing data precise enough to redraw maps in Calcutta and London. In 1874 to 1875, Pundit Nain Singh returns to Leh with the mission that had accompanied Sir Douglas Fawcett to Yarkand and Kashgar, and then he does something history books call a really magnificent exploring achievement. He surveys the direct route from Leh through western Tibet to the great Tengri Namcho Lake, then on to Lhasa, then down to Sanpo River and crosses at Chetang, and finally enters Assam via Tawang Valley of Bhutan. This is not just a man wandered into the mountains, this is a trained surveyor running a covert geographic operation across some of the hardest terrain on Earth, then returning with information good enough to reshape the map. Now, if this story was just about one genius, it would be neat, and it would be wrong, because the survey system didn't just rely on one hero, it relied on a relay of talent. So let me introduce you the two cousins story. In one Royal Geographical Society lecture from 1884 to 1885, the speaker describes work done in Great Tibet by an explorer referred to only as AK. This is Kishen Singh, cousin of Nain Singh, another of the most accomplished pundits. Here's a useful way to understand the whole operation. Nain Singh's routes are dramatic because they connect major nodes: Leh, Namcho, Lhasa, the Sanpo, onward into Assam. AK's work is dramatic because it aims at what still remained, the vast regions, more particularly to the north and east, where absolutely nothing was known. So in spring 1878, the survey dispatches AK towards those unknown regions. He is instructed to strike across the Tibetan plateau towards Mongolia, but specifically to avoid drifting into China, which was well known. Instead, keep pushing through Tibet, the terra incognita. And this is the point where it starts to feel less like exploration and more like intelligence work, because AK cannot simply go when he likes. He has to move with caravans. He has to avoid routes where guards are watching. He has to wait for the right cover. AK leaves Darjeeling in April 1878. He travels via Chumbi and Farijong, and he reaches Lhasa in September. Then he is held in Lhasa for a year. This is a reminder that Tibet is not a stage set. It's a real place with real risks and real information networks. And while he waits, AK does not waste time. He surveys the city itself. The account calls Lhasa the Rome of Tibet, describes the Potala as a kind of Vatican. AK uses his attention to map, observe festivals, and gather information that looks like ethnography as much as geography. Now, one of the biggest geographic puzzles the British were obsessed with was water. Rivers. The Sanpo runs across Tibet. Downstream in India, the Brahmaputra is one of the defining rivers of Assam and Bengal. for a long time, outsiders could not confirm with certainty how these systems connected. So part of this covert survey effort becomes hydrological intelligence, tracing river directions, tributaries, valleys, exit routes from the plateau. Because the caravan leader refuses to set a fixed departure date. He claims that if the date is known, robbers find it out from their spies at Lhasa and the caravan does not arrive safely. In survey law, this is where figures like Kinthap enter the story, agents tasked with clarifying what the rivers actually did. And again, notice the logic. It's not romance, it's utility. If you control India, rivers are not just rivers, they are lifelines. And if your river is expanding across Central Asia, mountains are not just mountains, they are the wall you fear someone might find a door through. It's tempting to make the Great Game sound like a Victorian thriller, but the core logic is simple. Britain rules India, Russia expands through Central Asia. Each side fears the other will cross the highlands and threaten what matters most. For Britain, the crown jewel, India. For Russia, regional dominance and debt. So maps become both anxiety and weapon. And these men, these pundits, become the empire's quiet instrument. And here is the uncomfortable part, the bit that lingers, because when people talk about borders today, they often talk as if borders are ancient, as if they were always there. And to this day, the Tibetan plateau and the Himalayan borderlands still live with the afterlife of those measurements. Borders are still debated, names contested, access controlled, and somewhere beneath it all, that paper geometry still haunting the plateau.